Hello everyone, I'm Lincoln and I am made of robots. Today we are continuing the triple changer theme and going with Generation Sandstorm. I really like this guy. I mean, he's a variation on Springer. So there's a lot of it's the same, but a lot of it's really different and kind of works out pretty well. I really like it. I mean, the paint scheme is great. You know, the color scheme. I really dig it. The yellow and orange and black works really well. Again, we have a big goofy weapon sitting on top because, sure, that's where they go. Doesn't have a cool blade like Springer did. Let me get this thing out. It's a little tricky because the hole that you're putting it in is actually, there's a hole in this piece and then there's a hole in the actual top of the car. Get his blaster out of the way. It's not bad. I kind of like it. The look is decent. It's got this little bit up top, specifically to help, or to attach when it's in its flying mode. And it's a lot easier than the Springer one. The Springer one, I actually got it to work after I filmed the review for him last week. But don't know how I did it and can't get it to work again. So it's still kind of a pain. You can actually see the back of the missile here. This is another friction fire thing, but instead of pushing things forward, you kind of just, the black part here moves. So let's fire that off. Oh, sweet. Stayed on the table. So, I mean, it's not bad. Doesn't shoot as far as the Springer ones, strangely enough, but it's not bad. It works. Gets the job done. Let's grab that real quick. Put this off to the side. And now we can have a look at the vehicle mode proper, because the weapon just doesn't work for me. Look at this guy. This is great. I love these giant, fat tires. I mean, they're not rubber, of course, but they're still pretty nice. Similar underside to Springer. Transformation's mostly the same. Actually, pull him out here. Oh. Popped one of his panels off. There we go. So here's the two of them together. And for being marginally the same mold, they actually come off very different. It's very nice. If you look at the hoods, these front pieces have been remolded. Different sets of headlights. These whole parts are redone. These guys are... Sandstorm does not have the extending, moving ones that Springer has. The roof is kind of the same because without this up here, not too different, but definitely different. Again, of course, you've got the big tail fin thing coming down over here, big fat chunky tires. But under these tires, since the foot transformation is kind of the same, still has marginally the same shape under there. Clamp this back in. And then, from the back, pretty much the same. Yeah, they even have the same tail light detail molded in the back, which I really would like to paint at some point. Alright, let's get into the transformation. I'm going to take this to his... I think it's a VTOL, a VTOL kind of mode. Where do we start here? Guess easiest thing to do first is flip these guys up, spin them around. Actually, I think, I haven't done this in a while, but I think it's easier to just get them up and out of the way for now. Yeah. Then we will, just like Springer, pop these bits out. On either side. There we go. Oh, his legs have come apart now. Alright, so we get these back pieces out. Flip them closed like we did with Springer. Clip together nice and solid. And we'll flip this guy up, and this whole thing is floppy now. I'm going to get that up and out of the way, and then we're going to take care of the front for now. Just like with Springer, we get these guys out, and it's tricky. And now I have no nails. Hold on a moment. See if I can get this sucker off camera. This is really rough. So yeah, as you can see, this side, I was able to pull this out and flip it around just fine. This side's being stubborn. There may be a jump cut. Alright, I'm back. I was finally able to... I had to use a screwdriver to actually pry this guy up. And even rotating it, it's a little tight. But you do that on both sides to cover up the tires like before. And just like before with Springer... Oh, you want them to stay attached to the yellow bits under the yellow chest type bit. These will come back. Oh, and fold down those guys. And there will be something that pegs this in place in a moment. So yeah, we rotate these guys back like before. Oh, I need to get that up. Oh, and completely forgot. You fold these guys forward just like on Springer. So you end up with these fins. Okay. Now we can take this front bit and everything that's attached to it, unpeg it from there, move it forward, peg it in up front, and then in here, you can see there are, this one's almost done itself. There's a tab and slot, and likewise on the other side here. Now those connect. So now you actually have the sides are held in, which is a nice little improvement over Springer. So then take these guys, just rotate them, flatten them out, and rotate them around like that. Back here, there are two tabs right here. There's two little slots there for them. It's kind of, you might have to fiddle with things a little bit. Make sure everything is still pegged in. Smack the camera for a second. And there we go in his VTOL mode. And this I really like. Oh, we can actually flip these out a little bit if we want. I'll leave them up. Whatever you like, I'll leave them up for now. I think this thing looks great. The helicopter mode Springer had looked good as well, and I'll bring that out here in a minute. But this is at least on par. This I think looks really good. We've got completely, well, not completely. Hold on. You get the little guy. There's a little landing gear in the nose cone like before. Only now I have no fingernails. Got it. Sits beautifully on his landing gear. If you'll hold on a moment, I'll transform Springer up and we'll get him back in. And here is Springer all transformed up. We can see the two of them together. And through very similar transformations, just with some retooling, some added bits, they end up with very different looking modes. I mean, the fronts are mostly the same, and you can see some little similarities, but overall they end up rather different. The tails are similar, but they're definitely different. This is a little more cohesive on Sandstorm, just because he's got this central piece instead of these guys kind of loosely not quite pegging together up here. Yeah, they've got their nice differentiated landing gear and everything. They're just similar transformations, got very different looking aerial modes. You know, nice and distinct, and I really appreciate that, and really dig these triple changers. Hold on a sec. I will show you what his gun looks like attached to the front. Like I said, it's easier because the mounting point is up here and it's not some weird thing. Another nice thing is the handle for the gun is its own little landing gear. So, flip this guy away. God, I love the sound of those big wheels. And then this little guy clips in behind here, where that landing gear is stored. And it's a little tricky still, but it's way easier and works. It puts the angle a little off with that landing gear bit there, but it still sits, which is good, because I'm pretty sure if you get, I don't know, if you get this mounted in a Springer, I don't know how that'll actually sit. So now, let's take a look at robot mode. Now we'll pop this little guy off, and that was so easy. Just to get that little thing off. Robot mode. Take a bunch of the stuff from the back and kind of fold it out of the way for now. And this you can actually fold all the way around. And they kind of come together at a bit of a point. And actually, good idea for now. There's a channel or a hole there. There is a little tab there. Fold this around on its double hinge. And get it. It doesn't really peg in solidly, but it holds it there. And just kind of helps keep things out of the way. Where's a good place to start? Let's start up top. And we take this and put it back down. At least for now. We'll see how this all goes. Okay. Let's do the feet since we're right here. Actually, let's do the chest. We'll move these guys out of the way and then do the feet. How about that? Alright. Hold on. I'm wrong. This needs to be... Well, we'll just kind of get everything loosened up, I guess, to start. It's not the best way to do this transformation. I lost track of things for a moment. Alright, so... Legs, just like Springer. You pop them apart. There's even that little slight hinge for getting it into vehicle modes. You fold these guys forward, fold a little bit back as a heel spur, and you're good. Same thing over here. Unlike my Springer figure, both of these feet rotate or move between their points fully and nicely. Alright, so that's that. Hold on a sec, we're going to adjust this. That should be good. Alright. So, up top. Kind of like with Springer. Oh, I have to get the stupid landing gear out. Hold on a sec. Okay, that wasn't as tough as I thought it would be. And we're going to swap the head for this. This head is very floppy. It's unfortunate. I need to kind of get the head through. There we go. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Not at every point, but there's a lot of points where his head is kind of just floppy. Oh well, I could probably fix that. So, like with Springer, we take these yellow bits from the side, clamp them into the former nose cone, or hood of the car, which is now center of his chest. There's his head. We'll have a better look at it in a minute. This back here. Aha, I did that wrong. This flips around. These guys out back. And that tabs in. That tab I pointed out before, that goes into that slot there. And this just flips up. Then the yellow thing, I like to close these up, and you can just fold that along the back. And that takes care of his back and backpack. And you can fiddle with the wheels as you like. Get up to here, it's Springer's arms again. So you flip that open, this little guy out. Nice ratchety elbows. Get this guy out. Man, I really gotta thicken up the ball joint that head's on. Oh, I felt all being loose for a second. But here is Sandstorm, who is having difficulty standing because of his fantastic and awesome backpack. There, I think that'll do. Angle him a little or something. I didn't even pose him at all, and I think that looks pretty good from where I'm sitting and from the camera itself. Look at him. He's got just something about him has just this kind of like power to it. And he definitely feels a little bigger and bulkier than Springer does in robot mode. And again, we'll bring him in a minute. I'm upset about this wobbly ass head. That's a little unfortunate. But I guess I can unscrew the head, pop it out. I can tighten it if I want, see if that helps. Or I can pop it out. I've got some clear nail polish. I can thicken up the ball that it sits on, and hopefully that'll remedy that situation. Same exact articulation as Springer, except now you've got these guys in the back, kind of limiting rotation in that way. Elbow, swivel, wrist is on a swivel. Got a bit of a double joint here for the way the shoulder works. Oh, there's waist articulation, but again, with the backpack and everything, it gets a little tricky. Though it's there and can be used. Legs are on double swivel there. Thigh swivel. 90 degrees at the knee. Nothing for feet, really, except the fact that they can kind of move about like that. God, now I have to try and get him to stand again. There, that works if I don't touch the table at all. Oh, and let's give him his, I was about to say little gun, but this is not a little gun. Come on, physics. There we go. Can't really put his head in a better pose. Because that's just the way things are going to work today. But I really like him. I really love this color scheme. It's not quite like the original was, but considering they're reusing a mold, I think they did a decent job of it. We still have a land and an air vehicle. He still kind of evokes the color scheme. The black, red, and black, yellow, and orange just really pops with little bits of silver accents. His face, hold on a sec. He's got a nice head sculpt. I really like it. I love the vents along the side. It's kind of simple. I never had the original, but it seems pretty nice to me. I don't really remember exactly what the face looked like, but somehow this seems right. He's got light piping, and there's some blue in there, which looks pretty nice. I knew that was going to happen, but I thought it'd be fun. Alright, hold on a moment, and I will get Springer and adjust the camera and get him stable. And here we have the two of them together in robot mode. And you can see a lot of the similarities here. They definitely have the same kind of structure of feet. Or the feet and the whole leg assembly. They've got their landing gear becomes like knee guards, knee spikes. Same exact arms, except for a bit of like this. Springer's got these little fold-out bits, and Sandstorm has the grill and everything. The brush guard. That's the term I was looking for. But they still, for being the same figures, they look pretty different. They definitely cut different silhouettes, especially since Sandstorm has the massive turbine backpack that's attached to him. But man, I really enjoy this pair. I think the two of them are fantastic. I definitely recommend picking up the both of them. They're just great updates and just quality toys overall. They've been really fun, great homages and everything. They're fantastic. Next week, I'm going to get to the third one. Because, of course, they came out with triple changers. They had to do 3, right? Yeah. He's a bit of a mixed bag, but overall, I love him. Because the triple changers, the Generations triple changers, have been a great thing to collect. So, we'll get to him next week. Been talking about Generations triple changer Sandstorm. I'm Lincoln, and I am made of robots. I will see you next week.